Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Justin Wolf from Wolf Customs. So every once in a while I get asked, what is it that I carry with me every single day? What is my EDC? Well, I did an EDC video about 4 years ago, and not a lot has changed really. A few things have, but mainly not a whole lot has changed. A lot of people are going to watch this video, and they're going to shun me for not carrying more. But the truth of the matter is, I don't like carrying a whole lot of stuff on me. I just like carrying the things that I personally need and use. So, let's take a look. Alright, so the very first thing that I carry with me is my favorite. Okay, this is something that I just can't do without. And that is my Leatherman 300. This thing, I've had this all going on about 4 years now, and I love it. I use this multi-tool at least 10 times a day, every single day. You know, some people can get away with smaller Swiss Army knives and everything else, but doing what I do, I need a good size multi-tool, plain and simple. The case, it's kind of funny because here I am, a leather worker, and I've never made myself a good carrying sheath or pouch for this thing, and it's just, you know, it's hard. The shoemaker always has the worst shoes. But on this thing, you know, right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but here, let me just pull it out. I always keep 30 foot of bank line inside that, and I cannot tell you how often that has to be replaced because I use it for whatever reason. But other than that, got a ferro rod on the side. So the next thing, you guys knew I was going to show that, Bic lighter. Next thing is that T10 flashlight by Through Night. A while back I did some reviews on this and the TI3, and I have really grown to like this flashlight. Now, I just did a review of this one here, which is the T20. You know, you can see that it's quite a bit shorter than the T10, and it's actually brighter than the T10. But the main reason I choose this one over this one is this one takes AA batteries, and this one takes, I think it's like a CR 123 or something like that. This one, they are rechargeable batteries, and so when it goes out, I just pop in a new one. Whereas this one, it's a specialty battery, and I'd have to go to the store and replace it every time. So that's why I've stuck with that one. Other than that, wallet. Obviously it's got all my ID and everything else in there. I've got my trusty Fresnel lens in there and all that good stuff. You guys have seen that in my other videos. So, what's left? Cell phone. Other than that, it leads us to knives. So, what is my everyday carry knife? Well, it changes. A lot of people would think that it's this one right here, the Razorback knife that I just started making. I made this knife as an EDC sized blade. Okay, it's a great knife, and do I carry it every once in a while? Yes, I do. I do not carry this as an everyday knife, and I'll explain why. And that's quite simply, where I live, I can carry any size knife I want. As long as it's out in the open, I can carry it. So I'm not forced to have a smaller blade like this. I can have a large fixed blade knife. So the knife that I have on me almost every single day, without question, is this one right here. It's my Skookum bush tool. Now the reason why I have this one on me every day and not my new K9 is, well, I haven't made a sheath for my K9 yet. So until I do, this will still remain on my side. Now once I make a new sheath for my K9, rest assured this one will take a seat, and that will be my new EDC knife. I have put this knife and my K9 up against each other, and they perform virtually identical. I mean virtually identical. I can't sit here and say that mine's better than the Skookum, and I can't say that the Skookum is better than mine. I can't. They perform virtually the same. And the same goes with the Razorback. I mean, that's just a great knife. So that is it. I carry with me my Skookum, my phone, my wallet, my multi-tool that has a backup ferro rod on it, has cordage. I carry my T10 through night flashlight, and I carry a Bic lighter. That is my everyday carry, not counting my keys, obviously. You know, a lot of people are going to ask, well, where's your cover element and everything else in this? And your cover element is your clothes. You know what the weather is going to be like. Dress appropriately. You know, if it's going to be raining or anything like that, you know, dress appropriately. That's just my 2 cents. You know, when it comes to a container and everything else, unfortunately, containers can be found in the ditches. So I don't really worry too much about containers, because containers can be found all over the place. Now, another reason why I don't carry an overabundance of stuff is because, just like my very first EDC video, I actually pulled out 2 backpacks and showed you some backpacks. Those backpacks are in my wife's vehicle and my vehicle every day. You know, so, and my vehicle is always with me. My wife's vehicle is always with her. It's a very rare occasion when we're away from our vehicle. So we have other important items in our vehicles as well. But like I said, I personally choose not to carry an overabundance of stuff. You know, a lot of people are going to shun at the idea that I carry a large knife because it's weight and everything else, and quite simply I say, well, I grew up on a horse ranch. I've always carried a large knife. I've always needed a large knife to do different things that I do. I needed a strong knife. And the fact that I can carry it means I'm going to carry it. But if you live in an area where that you can't have that, there is absolutely nothing wrong with just carrying your multi-tool blade or a small pocket knife. You can get by with both. Absolutely no question about it. You don't need to carry a large fixed blade knife for your EDC. Like I said, I simply do it because I can. Simple as that. So one more thing before I go. EDC videos are very controversial, just like what is it that I carry in my backpack. You're always going to have somebody that's going to say, yeah, but what if? Or, yeah, you should carry this, or you should do that. There's always going to be a what if. You know, you can't be prepared for everything. If you could possibly be prepared for everything, then nothing bad would ever happen, plain and simple. So, in my personal opinion, I think it's very important to carry the items that you feel comfortable with. Simple as that. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to carry this or you have to carry that. Carry what you feel that you need to carry. You know, a lot of people will carry pens and markers and everything else. I don't personally carry that, but those people might use pens as much as I do my multi-tool. So, like I said, I'm not going to tell anybody what they should carry or what they shouldn't, and I don't think anybody should do that as well. So, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always, have a good one.